East Texas Sports Network is dedicated on delivering the most entertaining sports broadcasts in East Texas. And if you're interested in having your next sporting event streamed live, visit us online at netsn.live.
All right. Good evening. Josh Jarrett here with Chris Brody. We got your NETSN game of the week, Wildcat football. Pretty excited tonight. We're bringing you the Marshall Mavericks versus the Whitehouse Wildcats. Last regular season game of the year for both of these teams. Chris, how are you doing tonight, man?
Hey, I'm good. It's good to be back together, broadcasting for Whitehouse High School. We had a little bit of a break last week during the bye week. It was not a bye week for us. We went down the road to Carlisle and got to take in a Carlisle-Mildred game. And it was fun watching 2A community football. They get pretty excited down there, and both teams did a really good job. They wore each other out, and Mildred came away with the victory in the end. But it's good to be back. They even call it here one of those championship banners and plaques on the wall downstairs says Big Boy Football. What did they say? Big. I think they said 5A, their state championship. They've got a label on it that says like Big Team, Big Boy Football.
Yeah. Well, and it was, I was down there reminiscing myself. Marshall, in 1990, I grew up in San Antonio. I was in 7th grade at the time. And my cousins went to Judson High School, and so I went to like 4 or 5 Judson games that year, and they were just dominant. And you would go to the Judson Rocket Stadium, and it was packed out in red. And anyways, they went all the way to the state championship, Judson did, and played against Marshall in that game. And Marshall beat them 21-19. And I remember watching it on TV and seeing cheerleaders crying, and that was like the first time I was like, man, there's other people that love football as much as I do. Because I just probably got done crying about my Broncos losing the Super Bowl the year before or 2 years before that. So anyways, a lot of memories for Marshall. Whitehouse in the last 10 years against Marshall since I've been around Whitehouse. Just like anyone else, has really struggled with Marshall and trying to match their talent and their size and their speed. Marshall's always a problem when you take them on in one way or the other, and they can beat you in a whole lot of different ways.
Yeah, that's true. This year they've chosen to narrow that focus primarily on the run game, and through 9 games so far this season, they've put up, I believe, over 2,200 rush yards and 33 touchdowns. And you would think that with that many yards, perhaps their average was a little bit low. Oh, no, it's not. It's a stout 6.9 yards per carry. And on top of that, with all those carries, they've only fumbled the ball away 4 times. So Whitehouse tonight, one of the keys to the game for Whitehouse, definitely need to play solid fundamentals on defense against the run, because that's primarily what they're going to see. In fact, their number one wide receiver, Marshall's number one wide receiver, has a whopping 10 catches on the season for 264 yards and 3 touchdowns, but only 10 catches, which is crazy as their number one wide receiver.
That's like 1 catch a game.
Yeah, for real. It looks like they usually have success on the ground and really don't need to look to throw the ball. But I will tell you this, we were down on the field watching some warm-ups, and they can turn it loose down the sideline with some speed at the wide receiver position.
Yeah, they threw several fade passes that over the outside shoulder, and passes that make it really, really difficult to cover if they throw it and catch it like that every time. And Chris, tell us about is it Henderson and Montgomery, the 2-headed monster for Marshall?
Yeah, you're going to see most of those carries from the quarterback Alton Henderson tonight, number 3. He's not exactly a huge fellow. In fact, he can kind of hide a bit behind that offensive line. They're pretty big.
They are big.
And the running back as well, number 21, Montgomery. Between the two of them, they've racked up almost 1,900 of those 2,200 yards rushing. And we're probably going to see a heavy dose of them running the ball tonight.
Awesome. Well, hey, we were down in the field and we saw a little surprise out there for
We did.
Whitehouse, too.
We did, absolutely. Number 6, JoJo Adams in uniform. Don't know how much he's going to play tonight, but he's definitely dressed out and was running routes and catching the ball in pregame.
Yeah, that was awesome getting to see JoJo down there. I was under the impression he might not be back, but he came back for this last game. And, yeah, he didn't look bad. Like I said, we don't know if he's going to play or not. Coaches don't give us any inside tips because we tell everybody about it, And so, but we're just like y'all wanting to see. And JoJo went down with that injury about 3 weeks ago, and he's back and hopefully going to get out there and play. We're continuing to see our quarterback, Austin Holmes, develop, and not sure how our offense is going to try to attack this defense. The defense is quick, and the defense is going to be big. And so we're going to have to be really decisive where we go with the ball. And it's one of those nights with running the ball, you're probably not going to get outside. You're probably going to have to get most of your yardage between the tackles, Chris. And we'll just kind of see what coaches have in mind for the last game of the year. Yeah,
and with the bye week coming before this, they've got a couple of weeks to maybe put some crazy stuff in place. Maybe take the approach of, hey, we're going out. This is the last game. We know that. This is our last game for the year. Let's go out there and make it fun for one another. Let's make it fun for the fans that made the drive down I-20 to come see this game. And thank them for their time and for their investment. Get out there, play for one another, and put something good on film. Tonight is basically about how are you going to finish? How are you going to finish this season? What are you going to put on tape tonight? How are you going to go out there and lift your brother up, play for one another, have fun? And, it's going to be a difficult game for Whitehouse to win. That's the reality of the situation. But it's an opportunity for them to go out there and do something. So
yeah, speaking of an investment coming here to Marshall tonight, Chris, you and I stopped at a little Cafe Italiano tonight, and we hit up some Strombolis, and some of you might know about that place in Marshall. It's pretty good, authentic, and it had a really nice smell and aura to it.
It did. When you walked in, it was kind of set up like an old-fashioned Italian hall, and you could easily imagine a wedding party being celebrated in there. It kind of reminded me of my time back home in Canada, visiting my Italian relatives, going to the Marconi Hall. But, yeah.
Canada?
Yeah, it's Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, Canada. That's where my mom's side of the family is from. A lot of Italians up there.
Yeah, long way from here. Well, Marshall's finishing up their school song, and that means we should see some players start to come marching out on this field here just shortly in a second. Boy, Chris, I bet Whitehouse would love to upset Marshall tonight. I imagine it would bring them no better joy than to finish off this season with a great victory. So, and boy, they got a hype video going on right now on on the screen up here.
Yeah, we'll bring you the keys for the game. Josh, you just said Whitehouse would love to walk away with a surprise victory tonight. That's for sure. If they're going to do that, they're going to need to play solid on defense like we talked about, not giving up the big play in the run game. They're also going to need to limit their own turnover-worthy plays. Last week, one of the biggest issues that kept the offense in quicksand was the fact that they turned the ball over a couple of times and lost that turnover battle. And offensively, they're going to have to make sure that they're solid and protective with the football. And then finally, number 3, they just need to be unpredictable tonight. If you've shown tendencies to zig in this situation, let's go ahead and zag. Let's do something completely different. And some teams struggle to do that a bit. Whitehouse has had, like we said, the extra week of practice, which hopefully they were able to implement some things and just show some totally different ideas for tonight.
Yeah.
And make it a little crazy, make it a little wild, muddy it up a little bit. Yeah. Not a bad idea for Whitehouse to be able to give themselves a chance.
Yeah, love it. And Chris, I apologize. I'm distracted by the big board over there.
Watching the hype
with
video.
The highlights. They've got some Alton Henderson, the quarterback, Chris, and I know it's just a highlight video, but that kid can move.
Yeah.
And you're right. He is small, and you can't find him because he's behind these big 6'4", 6'7" linemen. Next thing you know, he comes popping out, and he's sprinting down the field running a a 4.40 or whatever it was, 4.3. I don't know, maybe it was 4.1. So he's not as quick as the kicker from Texarkana, but he's probably almost as quick as him. So, all right, well, that was a long hype video. Here comes the Marshall Mavericks.
And they're coming out from the opposite side of the field. Usually the run-through booths are both on the same side of the field. We're used to being up in the box, looking down to our left and seeing both teams lined up. Marshall's coming in from the far right.
Yeah, and Chris, they have a standalone field house for the visiting team up kind of where you're looking at right now, where Marshall's coming down this end zone, and we're about to shine over to Whitehouse coming out from their tunnel. Which there's the smoke now. You can see it pouring out. You see that field house back over there. That's Whitehouse's locker room. Here they come. Come on, Wildcats. White on white tonight. Gonna make things right.
There you go.
There we go. Now that's exciting. So, yeah, and Marshall, they've got their own field house back on the other side over here. So
makes sense, the directions they run out.
Yeah, and it's also probably better to have all the players split up at the end of the day. So, because you're right. We've got and we're over here on Marshall. Now, what's Marshall? They're lining up over here on the goal line. Oh, they're lining up for the national anthem.
There we go.
Yeah,
there we go.
We will have the national anthem played here by the Big Red Pride, which is the Maverick band. So.
Yeah, they got a big old banner sitting over the band section in the stands over there, letting everybody know what the name of that band is. They're proud of it.
Big Red Pride. I'm proud of it, too. Chris, you were talking about Whitehouse maybe coming up with some crazy plays. I don't know if you watched that Bronco game last night, but they threw some weird fourth down whatever pass. Okay, we are going to go to the field right now for prayer and national anthem. We'll be back shortly.
Father, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to play tonight. I pray over safety for all the players and spirit teams involved tonight. Since it is senior night, I pray over all the seniors in the next chapter of our lives, with the lessons we've learned here, teamwork, perseverance, and faith, to carry them forward. Bless our families, coaches, and everyone who has supported us along the way. Lastly, I pray may this night be filled with pride, gratitude, and love, a true celebration of all you have done throughout this team. Amen.
Please remain standing as the senior members of Maverick Choir sing God Bless America. Now please turn your attention to the center of the field as our junior ROTC presents the colors and the Big Red Pride plays our national anthem.
All right, there it was. Give us just a moment, and we will be right back for the start of the game.
Struggling with mobility, chronic pain, work, or sports injury? At Azalea Orthopedics, our team of highly trained physicians specialize in complete orthopedic care, pain management, sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation. If you've sustained a bone or joint injury, have mobility or movement problems, struggle with pain, contact Azalea Orthopedics. We're conveniently located across East Texas, serving 18 counties. When visiting your doctor, urgent care, or hospital, you have a choice. Demand Azalea. At Azalea Orthopedics, your health is our priority.
Ho, ho, ho! You know, not every gift fits under the tree. Some gifts come with 18 wheels and a whole new future. At CDL Training Academy, we're turning Christmas spirit into opportunity. 5 days of hands-on training and a CDL can be yours. All for just $2,500. You'll train with real instructors, drive real trucks, and test right here in-house, all before the new year even begins. Now that's what I call a Christmas miracle. So climb in, buckle up, and make this Christmas one to remember. CDL Training Academy, where new careers take flight faster than my sleigh. Ho, ho, ho! I'll see you on the open road.
All right, welcome back to Wildcat football on NETSN. We're getting ready for a kickoff. Coin toss out on the middle of the field right now. Thank you. Okay, so Marshall did win the toss and will defer. Whitehouse is going to receive in the first half, and sure enough, Chris, JoJo's out there as part of the captain, so we can assume he's playing. Also, Robbins and is out there, and then Pickens. I didn't see who else was out there. I'm sorry, yeah, Jacaden Robbins, sophomore, really has come on this year, Chris, at quarterback. And
Malachi Allen out there too, it looks like.
Okay, is it Malachi?
Yep.
Big hitter. So he's been fun to watch. So.
Gonna need to be solid wrap-up tackling tonight for sure. Not about the big hit, it's about getting them to the ground with the solid tackles tonight on defense.
It seems like against Hallsville, we saw Whitehouse calling for fair catches every single kickoff. I think it was only 3 or 4, but there was a slew of fair catch calls, even when it didn't traditionally look like it was necessary.
And from what I could tell statistically online, it looks like Marshall kicks the ball deep, and we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. Kickoff has been a lot of fun and a crazy ride this year. So here we go.
It's been a good learning experience for us. There, the ball is deep, going back. Oh, it's judgment on the first step. Gardner takes it around the 15 out to the 17-yard line. Gets knocked out of bounds. Big hit over there by Justin Murray, it looks like, for the Mavericks. So here comes the Wildcat offense, led by, again, Austin Holmes.
Or so we believe. Or so we think.
I mean, we're waiting to see what happens. That's kind of what it looked like in pregame, but you never know.
Yep.
You look at some of those guys on Mavericks defense, Marshall's defense, and they've got some thick young fellas down there, Chris. Thick young fellas.
They got some size there. Number 99 on the defensive line. He's been a bit of a force this year. That's Breon Williams. He's a junior. 16 tackles for loss on the season, so he's going to look to make things difficult in the backfield.
First play motion, a pass back. He's going to throw it all the way down the field. He's got Gardner, who kind of gets grabbed, and there's some of that razzle-dazzle you were talking about right off the bat, Chris. And tossed threw it back to Jackson Gary, who then threw it downfield. Man, he had him, just overthrew him a little bit.
Yep, see? And we thought we might get some crazy, unpredictable type stuff tonight. And I'll tell you what, those guys enjoy practicing that during the week.
Yeah, they do.
And when it's been a frustrating season, that can be a pick-me-up. And they look forward to breaking that out in the game and being successful. Just not on the same page completely there.
That's right. The give to Robbins. He gets around the end, across the 20, 25, 26, about a yard short of the first down. A great second down run right there. He had some room, Chris.
Yeah, they were able to crease the edge of the line of scrimmage there and find some green grass outside. That's very successful.
That's a good
9-yard
sign.
run.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Very effective tackle too.
they're down
Went
to
right
one.
down. He does not usually go down like that, and he usually picks up a yard or two on his way to the ground.
Well, it looks like the right guard is almost in the back. Well, he's pulling. There we go. Austin keeps it himself. It's going to be close. Looks like they're going to get, well, near side is calling him down a little bit shorter. So that's going to be maybe almost a loss of a half a yard on the play. So 4th and 1 coming up. Looks like they're going for it. Not even thinking about punting, possibly. Let's see. Into the game. It looks like that's Zion coming in.
Mosley came in.
Oh, was that
Samaje came
Samaje?
in. Yep,
Okay.
number 8.
Yeah, this could be one of those games. We have some lights are actually out here, Chris. I don't know that that's even
Oh, yeah,
legal.
there's an
a whole-
entire bank of lights.
So you're going to have to pardon us as we're trying to see. That's not good. The handoff is wrapped up. Another loss of a yard. So the Mavericks hold on 4th down and let out there by big 99 Breon Williams.
Well, yep, we unfortunately tipped our hand that he's a monster who likes tackles for loss, and he went and got himself one there for sure.
Well, you know, what better time than 4th and short. So, well, I mean, it was exciting on 1st down. It was promising on 2nd down, and then 3rd and 4th down kind of got shut down. So,
Yeah.
on to the Mavericks. We'll see if they're ready. They're over there meeting on the sideline. They're having a little meeting over here, Chris. There they come.
It's
All right,
nice
so-
of the White Hat to wait to start the play clock until they came out on the field.
Well, it seems like the right thing to do. You're in Marshall after all. So. All right, again, Mavericks led by Henderson, their quarterback, number 3. He's got good speed and leads the team in rushing. Little spin out there. The running back is Montgomery. We should see lots of him. Henderson keeps it himself. Find a little crease in there. Gets around to the outside. Has some blocks. Oh, big hit that time. That's our running back, Jacaden Robbins, on the hit, pushing him out of bounds. Gain of about 6 on the play.
And they were able to manufacture a lot of blocking in front there somehow. I looked down for a second, and the play had started, and running back with 2 lead blockers behind a already solid offensive line there. That's trouble for Whitehouse.
And that was Henderson that kept it himself that time, following his backs. Henderson gives to Montgomery this time. Oh, he's got room, and he is going to prance into the end zone. Touchdown, Marshall Mavericks. And that, my friends, is Denji Montgomery, if I'm saying his name correctly. And that's the 2-headed monster we were talking about, the Henderson and Montgomery connection. So
2 plays, about 25, 30 yards on the ground. And again, for Whitehouse, you're not going to be able to get a sense of what the speed.
Ball has.
Well, it's blocked. Ball fumbling around, and everyone's calming down. Let's see. Are they
haven't
still
heard
have
a
the
whistle.
ball? They need to take him down. There we go.
Goodness.
Okay, he finally gets taken down. It's blocked, and I guess when the kick's blocked, it was dead, but that's okay. All right, well, your score is 6-0. The Mavericks take an early lead, and we will be back in just a moment.
Marshall 6.
Fall has arrived at Stillwater RV Resort, and we're bringing the fun for the whole family. Get ready for our chili cook-off. Taste, vote, and cheer for your favorite recipe. Climb aboard for the hayride, proudly sponsored by CDL Training Academy. It's a fall tradition you won't want to miss. The kids will love our fall craft station, from painting pumpkins to making leaf art. It's all smiles and creativity. And when the sun goes down, grab a stick, roast a marshmallow, and make s'mores around the campfire under the stars. It's fall fun, great food, good company, and unforgettable memories all waiting for you. Join us November 15th at Stillwater RV Resort and make your fall unforgettable.
All right, welcome back to Maverick Stadium here. 6-0 early lead by the Mavericks. Quick shout out to our gold sponsors, of course, Jamie Whitley, the Jamie Whitley at the Schilling Group, and then also Rockmore Hardware. Zion takes the ball out of the end zone. He decides to bring it out. He's trying to get around to the outside, gets wrapped up, taken down about the 12-yard line, so that's going to equal bad starting position for the Wildcats.
That's twice there where someone had to move a long way against their natural momentum to catch the kickoff and then try to manufacture momentum the opposite direction of the way that they went to catch the ball. Great job by Marshall, if that's their plan, to try to move it opposite of where teams tend to go.
Yep.
And if it just worked out that way, unfortunately for Whitehouse, then maybe need to find a different concept there, like giving Zion the option to just come straight forward after catching that ball way far on one side of the field instead of setting up a return all the way to the other side.
Yeah, because your starting positions now have been the 17-yard and the 12-yard line. So, all right, the snap is back. Austin, he thinks about throwing it, but it got blown up over. There's a screen pass. Austin running around, gets taken down after about a 1.5 yard gain. Yeah, he's going to throw that screen pass, and there was about 3 or 4 defensive players in the backfield waiting on it.
Yeah, they're prepared. They're definitely going to attack, come downhill, which means if you're not pushing them deep down the field, they're not going to go. They're not going to go on their heels and move backwards away from the line of scrimmage and away from the ball unless you make them do that. You push them back. And that one fancy play on first down, that trick play, that's not going to do it for the game. That's not going to make them bail backwards on defense for the game.
All right, so Austin looks here. He starts running. He's trying to get out of there, trying to find some space. He's in trouble. Taken down back at the 12-yard line, the original line of scrimmage. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 10. He didn't like what he saw when he dropped back there.
And obviously he's young. We saw him take over the reins and become the starting quarterback midway through the season. One of the things that he's going to need to work on moving forward for sure in anticipation of next season is when you get uncomfortable in the pocket there and you have to move around, you need to move around with your eyes downfield because he puts his eyes down to what's going on around him, and any opportunity to get rid of that ball with a throw to a breaking receiver is kind of out the window.
All right. He's back, little play action, runs around trying to find room, and he will go down again. This time a loss of 3 back to the 9, which will bring up 4th down and 13, and here comes the punt team for Whitehouse.
And again, there, by the time he pulls the ball down and starts to move around in the backfield, that invites 7 defenders to go after him, and you're not going to out-wiggle 7 defenders in your own offensive backfield. It's a difficult situation for Whitehouse there.
Well, Austin's doing a good job taking care of it. I wonder if they're going to tell him, hey, let's let this thing rip. Let's see if we can get someone. Oh, a high snap is out of the end zone. And so there's 2 points. That's a safety for Marshall. And so that's going to be a safety. So that means Whitehouse will be kicking off. We will be back in just 1 second. Welcome back. A little Rockmore Hardware preview. It's good stuff. Let's got some projects going. I got a fence, Chris, that I've needed to rebuild, and it's been too hot, but it's cooling off a little bit outside. So probably gonna go to Rockmore and pick up some screws for that here on sometime this week. All right, here's the kickoff. It's deep. Marshall running back for it. There's some of that anti-momentum talking about out over the 40. Oh, nice tackle there by Carter Willingham that time.
Returner ran into his own teammate there. Did you see that?
I did.
Right at the 40.
Yeah, so that's a tough kickoff. They're kicking off about 20 yards back from where they would typically kick off. So,
and I don't think Marshall was ready for the deep kick. I think Marshall was expecting some of that high kick that Whitehouse usually does.
Yeah,
and he drove it back along the numbers over there and forced the one of the returners to have to turn and run backwards. And so all the kickoffs we've seen so far have, like Josh said, the negative momentum, the movement in the wrong direction. So that's why special teams is a lot of fun. You can do a lot of things out there to manipulate momentum in the way the ball's moving and the movement of players.
All right, so here we go. Marshall's got a little trips left set out here to the left. Something tells me they're not throwing. Henderson, and I was wrong. They're throwing the deep ball down the side. It's caught, and it's a score. That's exactly what we were talking about beforehand. They've got the ability to throw the ball down the field, and all that's left is Jamarian Sparks out there doing a little dance, you know?
Yeah, that's catch number 11 on the season, which puts him up over 300 yards now for the year, and that's wild. And his 4th touchdown. So, wow. They don't do it a lot, but when they do it well.
Yeah.
Carmelo Perkins there in coverage.
Yeah.
I think he hesitated just a split second, unsure of how to contest the catch.
Kick is up, and it is good, and that makes the score Marshall 15, Whitehouse 0 here in the first quarter. We will be back in just 1 minute.
Today's real estate market is loud. Rates are up, homes sit longer, and your cousin's advice is straight from TikTok. You don't need someone to sell you something. You need someone to walk you through it.
I'm Jamie Whitley, your local expert in the calm in your real estate storm. If life's telling you it's time to make a move, I'll help you do it without making you lose your mind or your money. Let's find your next move together.
Well, I am, Chris, I'm pretty proud of myself for saying right before that play, I'm sure they're not going to throw it. And then they threw the rock for a 60-yard pass. So feeling a little bit foolish here.
Well, yeah. And the numbers back you up because the sheer volume of carries in the run game versus number of times passing the ball has definitely been in your favor.
Let's let this go. And the ball bounces into the end zone, and, oh, goodness, some football playing on the field down there, some big hits. But, yeah, that wasn't expected. I'm sure Marshall saw, okay, they've got the box stacked all the way up because they know we're about to run it, and so we're just going to see if we can get away with throwing one over the top, and they did, and it worked. So,
and, again, Perkins in really good coverage. He was in his hip pocket there, and I think that just the slightest hesitation on playing the ball as it came down to the hands, gave the wide receiver the opportunity to catch the ball and put some distance between him and the defender into the end zone.
That's right. All right, so here come the Wildcats. Their third possession, better field position this time to 25-yard line. Snap is back to Austin. He fakes the handoff, rolls out to the right, a big blitz coming in. Goodness. Ripped down by his backside. Was that, is that 33? Yeah, 33 is Wilbert out there for the Mavericks. He is quick.
Yeah, he's one of the linebacker leaders of this defense. He's 69 tackles on the year, 10 tackles for loss. They're very quick at the linebacker position, and they can clean things up behind the line of scrimmage that roll out like that. Holmes has got to get rid of the ball. He's got to throw the ball. Can't take negative yardage every time it doesn't work out and you've got to move like that. He's got to throw that ball.
Ball is snapped. He drops it. He's looking for some room to run. Gets around outside the left. Has a little bit of room. There's a flag down on the play. He's being grabbed, pulled. He keeps fighting. ahead for another 3 or so yards on the play, but there's a flag down. Probably going to be some sort of a. Well, they're pointing back towards Marshall, so let's see kind
Looks
of
like
what
he's
happens.
indicating offsides, perhaps on the defense here.
Boy, that was a lot.
Whitehouse might be able to pick up a break here.
That was a lot of work by Austin just to get 5 yards if they take the penalty here. I wonder if Westerberg can request that they tack it on to the end of that run. All right, so they're taking the penalty. It'll be second down and about, let's see, about 14, 15 yards.
I didn't realize the loss was that big on first down.
Yeah, it was a 10
9-yard
yards,
loss.
9.5 yards,
10.
yeah.
Okay.
Right at that. So, yeah, because it was a play action. He was rolling out, kind of running backwards. So here we go. Trips right this time, set up by the Cats. Robbins has only had one run, I think, and it was head for 7 or 8 yards. There he goes again, finding some room, breaking a tackle, spinning ahead for an extra 2 yards out to the 30. So that'll bring up third and manageable at least.
Yeah. Yeah, by my stats, I think he's got 2 carries for 18 yards
I think so. I don't think that he carried. Who was the fourth down run that got stuffed?
I think that was Zamaja came in
Okay.
to run that, and that was blown up right from the very beginning.
Yeah, those 2 runs, Robbins, he's got some room. So let's.
And again, he's got that shifty style where he's able to kind of slide through holes and find space and get upfield.
Here comes the blitz this time.
There he does it again.
Breaks the tackle. Helmet
Got one
came
spin, one spin, but not 2.
Yeah, just one.
And picked up 1 yard on this one.
Yeah, and Caleb Toombs' helmet came flying off, so he's going to have to come out for a play.
And I imagine Whitehouse here.
Yeah, they're going to punt.
Going to punt.
They
They need to set their defense up well here. Like they need a good punt, covered well, making it a little more difficult for Marshall to be able to put a drive together.
Yeah, and that's, again, it's hard to believe Marshall's only had 3 offensive plays this game. So that was 2 runs and a pass, and so they've done a lot of damage on those 3 plays. See if we can get the snap down. There we go. Good snap. Pressure coming, but Austin with a great punt. And he fumbles the ball. Okay, he jumped back on it. All right, well, down at the 35-yard line. Marshall will be out in just a minute. We will be back shortly.
Struggling with mobility, chronic pain, work, or sports injury? At Azalea Orthopedics, our team of highly trained physicians specialize in complete orthopedic care, pain management, sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation. If you've sustained a bone or joint injury, have mobility or movement problems, struggle with pain, contact Azalea Orthopedics. We're conveniently located across East Texas, serving 18 counties. When visiting your doctor, urgent care, or hospital, you have a choice. Demand Azalea. At Azalea Orthopedics, your health is our priority.
All right, welcome back. Mavericks ready to come out. Their 4th play of the game. Henderson taking it around the side. He's quick, he's shifty, ahead for 8.5 yards, 9 yards on the play.
Running behind that block there. Able to just kind of use the blocker, big boy in front of him, and shift back and forth, find himself some yards. Whitehouse going to have to flow hard when Marshall is running outside run to the right or to the left, which of course leaves them vulnerable for something coming back the other direction. But we have in the past seen them do a good job playing honest on the backside. Yep. They're going to have to flow fast and play honest on the backside, that's a tall task tonight.
All right, here we go. Second down and short. Where's Henderson back? Another pass thrown out this time to the receiver who's wide open out to the 50 over the 45. Looks like there's a late hit, but no flag, no harm, no foul. That pass was out to Russell Crawford.
Big tight end for his 10th catch of the year.
Okay. And so now we've seen 5 plays. 2 of them are passes, Chris.
Yep. Who knew?
Who knew?
And, in fairness, in preparation for a playoff run, they're going to probably need, Marshall is, to be able to throw the ball a little bit more than they have this season in the playoffs. So it makes sense that tonight they're going to work on the timing of their passing plays.
Try to give that time to Austin Sparks. Ahead for about only 2 yards on the play. Good job by Whitehouse, kind of cinching that one up quick. Bring up 2nd down and 8, and so, man, I'm just looking at some of those linemen out there, Chris. That left tackle.
He's very tall.
Number 79, Eric Perkins. Man, he is a beast. The 6-foot-something senior. Wow. Banging ahead all the way down.
And they're running right behind him there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Montgomery on the carry. So ahead for about 7 yards, bring up 3rd down and 2.
I tell you what, when you can line up and have a kind of like a fullback or an H-back lead blocker in the backfield and a running back, and then have both of them serve as lead blockers because your quarterback is an excellent runner, that creates an instant mismatch wherever you run the ball, because the defense is not going to have an extra 2 players to be able to attack the hole where you're running the ball at any point in the field.
All right, the keep this time by Henderson wrapped up, but there's going to be a penalty. It's going to be legal motion against the Mavericks, so that's going to push them back 5 yards. But I tell you who didn't want that play to be over. That was Pickens. Pickens had him an arm full of Henderson.
He did.
And,
he did. It was well played there by Pickens.
He was ready to take him to the ground. So here we go. 3rd down and 7 now. Opportunity for Whitehouse defense to stop him here on 3rd down. Play call coming in. All right, so in the backfield is Sparks with Henderson. Snap is back. Henderson looks. He's throwing out. It's miscommunication. I thought it was miscommunication. I guess he was running the out, broken up by Zion out there.
Yeah, had a smash combination going on with the outside receiver going deep and an inside receiver coming to the outside.
So he just threw
Zion
that.
sat on the outside route. He was backing off with the outside receiver and read the ball coming to him. And, yeah, it did look like the miscommunication, like that pass was being thrown right to Zion, and he made a play on the ball.
I thought Zion was going to score.
That would have been, if he'd have come down cleanly with that, he'd have had a chance to bring it back for a touchdown.
Yeah. All right, we've got a timeout on the field. We will be back in just a moment.
Today's real estate market is loud. Rates are up, homes sit longer, and your cousin's advice is straight from TikTok. You don't need someone to sell you something. You need someone to walk you through it.
I'm Jamie Whitley, your local expert in the calm in your real estate storm. If life's telling you it's time to make a move, I'll help you do it without making you lose your mind or your money. Let's find your next move together.
All right, welcome back. Thank you again to Jamie Whitley. He is our gold sponsor, or one of our gold sponsors this year, along with Rockmore Hardware. And Jamie's been awesome being able to support Wildcat football. And you'll be hearing from Jamie also later in the year at some basketball games and baseball games. They'll all be right here on NETSN this year. So get excited. We're not going anywhere. 4th down here. Henderson keeps it. He's rolling out to the right. He's going to probably run. No, he's throwing deep all the way down the field. Ball gets knocked down. Oh, no.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Goodness gracious. Chris, I'm having
well defended.
flashbacks.
2 Whitehouse defenders deep. Not creating a problem.
Yeah, I'm watching the replay right now. Oh, no. That ball was hit. It was batted down by Whitehouse. Yeah, that is very unfortunate. That's a good stop by the Wildcats. So
it's an unnecessary flag, and we'll leave it at that.
We will leave it at that.
Whitehouse, great job defending. 2nd and 3rd level, I saw linebackers lean in because you have to play run first. And then when they saw play action and the quarterback coming out with the ball, looking like he's going to throw, bailing out to their coverage zones. 2 deep defenders doing a great job making a play on the ball. And,
Henderson keeping it this time, following his blockers, a slew of blockers. A good tackle that time by, who was that? That was Jaden Bell, I believe. No, I'm sorry. That was Caden Robbins. So his 2nd tackle of the night. And gain of 9, 2nd and short. Well,
coaches seem to have put a lot of faith and become very comfortable putting Robbins out there. He's played a lot of snaps, both offensively running the ball and now defensively too. That bodes well for the future. Some of these sophomores getting good time like this.
That's right. Yeah,
Can become
Robbins,
a leader next year.
All right, the snap, the toss this time out to Montgomery. Finds a little bit of a hole, gets hit, breaks tackle, almost breaks it and gets into the end zone.
That's decisive running out there. He got to the outside position, put his foot in the ground, and exploded upfield in, 9-10 yards before the Whitehouse defense was able to even react.
That's right.
That's some great running out there. Whitehouse doing everything they can to slow down this offense.
Yep.
But this is a high-powered rushing offense with some very good blockers up front, and they have to be on top of their game every single play.
That's right.
And that is tough to do. It'll wear you down, especially if you don't have a lot of size up front like Whitehouse.
All right. Well, once again, Whitehouse is playing man. They've got the box stacked, but let's see what happens. Catch by Henderson. He's going to run it. Oh, breaks a tackle, slips under, and finds his way into the end zone for a Maverick touchdown. Boy, that was unfortunate. They had him, and he just kind of ducked and shooped and dove and touchdown. Good athlete.
Yeah, you can. I mentioned it before. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but he lines up to take that shotgun snap. He's got a running back in the backfield and an H-back in front of him behind the line of scrimmage, and that's instantly a mismatch wherever he decides to go because he's got two lead blockers.
The kick is up, and it is good. That brings our score, Marshall Mavericks 22, Whitehouse 0. We will be back in just a moment. All right, welcome back to Maverick Stadium, where we've got a little Wildcat football on NETSN. Chris, we've got NETSN has 6 other games going on tonight, all over East Texas, and it's been really exciting to see the growth of NETSN, and I don't have the exact numbers, but it's somewhere in the tens of thousands of viewers this season that have been able to watch games on NETSN. Jaden Gardner takes the ball out, doesn't quite make it to the 20-yard line.
So thank you. Thank you to those of you who are watching and listening, because you've made this a record growth season for NETSN. And, we do this to give these kids a chance to be able to be seen, celebrated, to give families a chance to be able to see their loved ones, friends play. People living far away, people who are not able to get out to games. This gives them an opportunity to be able to see, their friends, their loved ones. And so we do it for that reason. We're thankful for our sponsors who give us the opportunity to do it. And thank you to you, our viewers, who have made this a special year.
Yeah, that's right. All right, there's the snap is back. Is that, I can't see who it is. I think it's Zion. Pretty good little run out to about the 25-yard line. That is Zion Alexander. And that's going to bring us to the end of the first period. We will be back to bring you the second.
Fall has arrived at Stillwater RV Resort, and we're bringing the fun for the whole family. Get ready for our chili cook-off. Taste, vote, and cheer for your favorite recipe. Climb aboard for the hayride, proudly sponsored by CDL Training Academy. It's a fall tradition you won't want to miss. The kids will love our fall craft station. From painting pumpkins to making leaf art, it's all smiles and creativity. And when the sun goes down, grab a stick, roast a marshmallow, and make s'mores around the campfire under the stars. It's fall fun, great food, good company, and unforgettable memories all waiting for you. Join us November 15th at Stillwater RV Resort and make your fall unforgettable.
Man, special moment right here, Chris. They are honoring all the veterans. They do that every game here in Marshall. They have all the veterans and those who served in the armed forces to stand.
Yeah,
And,
when we arrived, the junior ROTC was active out on their obstacle course in preparation for tonight. You saw the honor guard bring the flags out for the national anthem. It's pretty special. It's pretty definitely a lot of love for the military here in Marshall, and we definitely appreciate that.
That's right. And then, I mean, they even they're out here honoring the veterans instead of playing their commercials on their scoreboard. So they're still playing right now. So hang on, guys. All right, they're playing anyways. All right, so here comes Whitehouse, second down and just under 5. They're pausing the game. There we go. They're pausing the game because of the commercial. They're like, got to get the commercials in, fellas. All right, so they're down in the dark end of the field.
Yeah,
and,
that bank of lights is out behind them.
You can see the dark on your screen there.
Gotta throw the ball.
Yep, got to get rid of it. He had man coverage with JoJo out here running the post, but
This is one of those games where you're not going to get wide receivers running open. You're going to have to make anticipation throws. You're going to have to throw your receiver open. You know, these defensive backs are great athletes, and you're going to have to go out there and you're going to have to put the ball in the air, let it go. And he's been very uncomfortable in the pocket tonight.
Chris, I haven't seen a whole lot of people dancing, a whole lot of players dancing this year, but watching Big 99, Breon Williams dance, honestly was one of the highlights of my day so far. And there's Breon back in the backfield again. And a whole slew of players. Loss of a, well, oh. We got a flag down. Zamaje's in there. And by the way, Zamaje carried that last carry before the half. I'm not sure what happened there. Could his helmet come off and he kept trying to run, or?
No idea. The officials really let that go on for a long time. Well, you don't usually see.
The FAR official was even, he was going over and running to where they thought the ball was, but then no one blew the whistle.
I didn't hear a whistle before we saw the flag come flying in.
So who knows? There's a chance. We did see Zamaje's helmet come off.
Somebody's helmet.
And he came running, and about that time we heard whistles, and then he came running out, and flags came flying in. So, Chris, I'm sure they'll get the right call, though.
Pass interference. Whitehouse. Oh, wait, sorry.
All right, here we go. Fouls on both teams. Okay. Offset it. All right, so it's after the play, so the calls are both.
So a big waste of our time.
Fouls.
All right, moving on.
Well, they talked about it, you know. I told you they'd make the right call. So,
gosh.
All right, so 4th down and 12, and unfortunately the Cats are bringing out the punting team again. We got more dancing going on by Breon down there. He's got some pretty good moves, Chris, you know. And he's had some good moves. I don't know if you saw, but he is getting into the backfield very quickly and being a huge disruption for the offensive line. Whistles are blowing. It's a short punt. They are coming after the punt every time, Chris. I think they've got a false start. Everyone here is deafened by the feedback on the White Hats mic there. Hopefully we don't sound that bad. All right, so they're going to have to re-punt. And again, Chris, we're looking at how Marshall's punt return team is lined up, or punt block team, rather, you'd say. They are super spread out. So,
yeah, Whitehouse spread out with their gunners. Oh, my.
Ball bounced. Oh, picked up. Rumbling. Oh, my goodness. Wow. That was Xavier Dudley toting the rock.
Back there as a personal protector. Bad snap, ball dropped.
Okay, I have a new favorite moment of the night. Boy,
I don't.
Did you say you can't? Sorry, I was celebrating over here just watching Dudley, and his heroic moment. They put the ball where he made it to.
Yeah, I don't think that Holmes actually kicked the ball. I think that he dropped it, and then when he tried to quick kick it, it didn't hit his foot. So it ended up being a straight fumble. And picked up by Dudley, moved forward.
Yes. Yeah, picked up by Dudley. It was a fumble. Dudley picked it up.
They might ought to think about doing that on purpose, the way Alabama does with Caden Proctor, their big 6'8" left tackle. They get him carries.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the punt, poor Austin missed the ball. That was exactly what Crawshaw, the Broncos punter, went through last night. It was, we're not lined up right. Wildcat defense. There we go. They were patient enough to let us get lined up. Henderson takes the snap. He gives it to Montgomery, who weasels forward. Boo, big tackle that time by Timothy Ivers. Great job staying where he needed to be and a good form tackle.
Yeah, Whitehouse has had a few glimpses here where they've been able to get lined up and play the ball well. Assignment football. The problem is, see, on that play, Marshall only had one lead blocker. If they go back into this set with a running back and an offset blocker in the backfield, there'll be two blockers for the quarterback, and it's almost impossible to stop.
All right, the pass is a high pass, incomplete, out over to the side.
Yeah, and again, interesting that they choose to do that on 3rd and long. Well, I guess 3rd and long, they're looking to pick up a first down. Now it's 4th down, I believe. And now it's 3rd down. Yeah, that seemed quick. A little trouble with the chain gang over there keeping track of the downs. Marshall trying to sneak a pass in, add to their passing total this year, but not successful, not on the same page with the tall receiver. Whitehouse doing a lot of moving before the snap. Jamarian Thurman coming up from deep in the backfield, grabbing as he got a hold of the ball carrier, and I think he got a bit of helmet and face mask. Yep.
All right. Well, I think that's the second, 3rd down. Well, that last one was the 4th down play that advanced on a penalty. But
yeah, the Whitehouse can't be in a position where they're handing out free first downs tonight. That's bad. Bad if Whitehouse is handing out free first downs. I remember when I was coaching my son, 5th and 6th grade level, I got to be the defensive coordinator. And my big teaching point with those little kids was you play defense with your feet. You can't grab. You've got to get to the spot. Bad things happen when you grab.
Breaking outside. Oh, the ball comes out. It looks like the Mavericks jump back up. Boy, they let that keep going. They didn't blow the whistle, and then the ball ended up getting ripped out. So a big loss on the play.
NFL officials being urged to do that on the tush push.
Yeah.
Got to let that play out, too.
That's right.
But Marshall officials here doing a good job of not blowing that whistle too quickly.
All right, so Sparks that time taking the ball and carrying it down all the way to the 1. Almost gets in. Ball gets ripped out all the way back to the 9. Mavericks were kind of fortunate to be able to jump on it. Good job. I didn't see which number it was over there, but a good job jumping on that ball. All right, so here we go. Looks like we're going to be
probably a false start penalty.
Yeah, a little false start.
Yep.
All right, so the Mavericks going back for a second play in a row.
Yeah, typically if the officials blow it dead, it's going to be a penalty against the offense, meaning they're not going to have the chance to even be able to run the play. They're just going to walk off the 5-yard penalty.
Right. Assuming you don't see a defender come across the ball and hit somebody. So.
Yeah, that's true. If a defender leaves early, crosses the line of scrimmage, and hits an offensive player, they'll blow it dead as well.
That's against the rules.
Yep.
That's against the rules. So, All right. Well, here we go. 2nd and goal. So they've got to get it. No more first downs. The throw out real quick, a little bubble screen. Oh, great
There
job.
we go.
Was that
Malachi Allen coming
that
up
was
from the
Malachi.
safety position, making a sure-handed tackle.
Yeah.
Like we talked about earlier in the pregame. That's what he said. We don't need big hits. We need sure tackles, and he did exactly that.
And
Great job.
Montgomery's a tough takedown, too. So that was a great play all around. Malachi read it the whole way, and that brings up 3rd down and goal all the way out at the 14-yard line.
Not a bad play there. We saw a good bit of that last week in the Carlisle and Mildred game.
Yeah.
Both of those teams were so tired because most of those guys playing both ways. They just kept throwing those screen passes and those flip passes to the sideline, making the defense run.
Going to the big tight end this time. He goes up. He makes the catch. It's going to be defensive interference. A little bit of a mismatch they found there. That's going to be a touchdown for the Mavericks.
It's a great catch.
That's right. Yeah, that's tough. There was about 8 inches of difference there in the height, so definitely found the mismatch that time. So all right, that brings the score 28, and Marshall will try to make it 29 here. Boy, they got out of hand quickly. Ball is up, and it is good. So the score is 29-0, and we will be back in just a moment. All right, welcome back to Maverick Stadium, 29-0. Mavericks up big here in the first half, just the second quarter. And hoping that maybe Whitehouse could put a little something together here, Chris. Maybe.
Yeah, this is kind of with Marshall kicking off, and it looks like some sort of after the play penalty against Marshall because they're kicking off from their own 25-yard line. So they must have picked up some kind of a personal foul or inappropriate conduct type penalty. And an opportunity here for Whitehouse to be able to get some good field position and a little momentum for the offense. Although they better be ready to move and not give up negative momentum on catching the ball on this kick return.
So deep kick back. Here we go. Better position this time. Moving
we
forward.
go.
Gardner across the 30, across the 35, breaks the tackle out to the 40 and the 42. Gets hit out of bounds really hard. But it's okay because he jumps back up and says, let's go.
Like to see that.
Yeah. Some discussion over there on the sideline. No big deal. The refs say, don't worry about it, boys. Settle it on the field. Maybe not, but, you know.
Best field position of the night now for Whitehouse, starting at their own 41.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they kicked it a little bit shorter and right down the middle of the field.
Well, they were backed up. They kicked off from the 25.
Oh, that's a good point because there was
some sort of a penalty. When we came back from commercial, the White Hat was talking, and I didn't hear it.
No.
So didn't hear what the penalty was.
Probably, I don't know. Okay, carry up the middle. Looks like about a gain of 1 for Robbins there. I believe that was Robbins.
The officials not letting that one play out for a while. They determined that momentum was stopped and blew the whistle pretty quickly that time compared to the last several times we've seen ball carriers get bottled up.
All right. Okay, here we go now. 2nd down and 9. Whitehouse looking to get a pop. They're getting man coverage, several different areas. A lot of pass plays. Oh, they're out to the outside, man. Just a host of Mavericks in the backfield. I don't know Robbins didn't feel like maybe he went down, and I don't know if the defense thought he did. Got some more dancing going on by the Maverick defense.
Looks like they celebrate tackles for loss,
I
which
guess that's,
not a bad thing. I mean, they're not rubbing anybody's face in it. They're not being bad sports. They're just having some fun out there. And
just having some fun.
When you look at the numbers and you see how many tackles for loss they actually do have, I think they average almost 10 a game. That it's clearly taught. That is an emphasis point for the defense.
Got a little something going on down here. Austin, all kinds of pressure right after the snap. He just ducks and runs. Sacked again. I don't know if that's the 4th or 5th sack, but he has been under constant pressure, and I assume, Whitehouse will bring out the punt team.
It's unfortunate. They had good opportunity there to try to get something going with some pretty good field position, and they literally can't even get a pass off tonight. Literally can't even get a pass off.
Yeah. They haven't thrown many, huh? They have not thrown many. So here we go. Austin back to punt. Good snap. There we go. End over end, ball coming down. It's going to take not as good of a roll as I thought it would. There we go. Down to about the 27, 28-yard line, 27-yard line. So Marshall will start there. And we're going to stay right here. Keep in mind, here in about 4 minutes and 29 seconds, we do have the Whitley halftime show coming up. And we're kind of excited about that. We don't have the special announcement from Whitehouse, but I'm going to say the special announcement from Whitehouse this week, and that is the tax ratification passed this week. And so I know that the superintendent, everyone in Whitehouse ISD is very excited about that passing, and just to kind of move some funds around and over in order that Whitehouse, a lot of that money will be going to class sizes and teachers and just keeping Whitehouse A-rated district and a better place to be. So there's the run. Speaking of a better place, that was the hole that he just ran to, and that was Aiden Green for the Mavericks that time. Big gain on the play.
Yeah, Marshall able to take control of the edge of the line of scrimmage there with the lead blocker and give a lot of space for the running back. And again, that's for Whitehouse, that's the play that they need to be able to blow up a little bit when there's only one lead blocker, because they're getting a steady dose of 2 lead blockers in the backfield, and that is, like we said, that's overwhelming.
All right. Snap is back. Big hits. Keeps fighting. Pushing back. Gain of about, looks like 6 on the play there. Well, not sure what's going on there. We might. No. Still playing here. That was kind of an exciting power run that time, Chris. We saw.
Yeah, it was.
Him kind of galloping and just power into the defense, and several guys working together to bring him down. So, yeah, I don't love the dark side. I'm trying to think back to the last time I came out here 4 years ago. Those lights might have always been off, Chris. There might be like they might keep that unplugged. I don't know, so that the scoreboard can be on. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here.
I don't think that's on purpose, because that is problematic. It's very dark down there in that far corner.
Yeah, I know there's some specific light requirements that you have to go by, and I'm certain that they're meeting them here, but that's probably pretty close to not. So, all right, little false start. Mavericks, a couple penalties starting to pile up a little bit on them there, pushing them back. Hasn't hurt them on the scoreboard yet, but
I'd like to see Whitehouse here take advantage of the opportunity. Marshall playing from behind the sticks from what they're used to after a first down gain.
Clock continues to run down to about 2:40, so there's the handoff. He's got some room to the outside. Chased down that time by Mosley, I believe. Uh-oh, we got some extracurricular going on in the backside.
Right. They're talking about it.
Yeah, they're just talking about it.
I think he said that was a nicely designed run play.
Well,
Could you show us how y'all did that? Because
What-
they're doing kind of like this waterfall effect where there's just a simple handoff in the backfield. Running back initially starts straight forward. Meanwhile, blockers are maneuvering to crash the edge of the line of scrimmage, and then he bounces outside to that crashed edge. And that's why it looks like, where are the Whitehouse defenders? Why are they not defending this? And
On that note, it's a 2-minute warning. We will be back in just a moment.
Ho, ho, ho! You know, not every gift fits under the tree. Some gifts come with 18 wheels and a whole new future. At CDL Training Academy, we're turning Christmas spirit into opportunity. 5 days of hands-on training and a CDL can be yours. All for just $2,500. You'll train with real instructors, drive real trucks, and test right here in-house, all before the new year even begins. Now that's what I call a Christmas miracle. So climb in, buckle up, and make this Christmas one to remember. CDL Training Academy, where new careers take flight faster than my sleigh. Ho, ho, ho! I'll see you on the open road.
Welcome back to Maverick Stadium. Score 29-0. 2-minute warning here. Mavericks facing a 3rd down and 3. Chris, I feel like maybe they're going to try to get a first down here, and then they might try to take a shot for the end zone. I don't know. I could be wrong. No, there's the run by Henderson. Strung out. A great job by the Wildcats. Holds him to 1 yard, so that's going to bring up 4th down and 2.
that was a great job because they did that thing where they've got the running back and the lead blocker in the backfield. Whitehouse found a way to adjust to it, and it looks like they played it on the clear slant and took away the ability for him to cut back because there was Whitehouse defenders in every lane on that rush.
That's right.
A great job by the defense there. Very solid.
So it looks like Mavericks might run the clock down here, or they might. Okay, they're going to go for it. So last time they went for it on 4th and 2, they did a rollout kind of Hail Mary to the end zone. Let's see what they do here. There's the run by Henderson. Gets to the outside, makes enough for the first down, gets tripped up over the 40 to the 30, well, right at the 40-yard line. Clock stops on a first down. Minute
And that's a Marshall Dairy Queen. First down.
10. Well, they got the Marshall Dairy Queen first downs. Here, Chris.
I wonder if they get enough of them if they can go there and get like some free ice cream.
Blizzard. Mini Blizzard.
Definitely not a Blizzard. They're not giving away Blizzards, I'll tell you
They're-
that.
the mini Blizzard's like $4. It's crazy these days, I tell you what. A man can't make a living off of a decent wage trying to buy Blizzards. So.
No.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10. Henderson back. He's going deep. He's got him down the sideline. He's there.
Little underthrown and outside. Whitehouse defender was actually closer to the ball by the time it came down there.
Yeah, it's Thurman that time. Great job just kind of covering up Brandon Richardson.
And not putting hands on him, especially when he lost sight of the ball and flipped his shoulders to find it again. Good job there. Being patient, keeping your hands off the offensive player.
Jamarian Thurman kind of reminded me a little bit of Jermod McCoy right there.
Yeah. He hadn't played it down yet this year.
Yeah, he doesn't need to. His next play needs to be in the NFL. He can take a year off and go from first round to second round. Here we go. Ball's back. Pass outside is complete. Oh, 2 cats run into each other, but they both get up. Man.
Hit each other more
That's
than
gonna
they
be-
did the ball carrier.
Enough for a first down. They move it forward. Clock is running it down to under 30 seconds. Marshall has not called a timeout. They still have 2 left. Down to 23. Another pass. The outside's batted that time by my boy Pickens. And jump up there and just grab it. Take it back. That'd be exciting, huh?
Yeah, Henderson for Marshall is not the tallest quarterback. And if they're trying to run a quick passing attack and get the ball out of his hands quickly and not really give the defensive line a chance to rush, that is the smartest thing to do. Get eyes on the quarterback, and when he goes to throw, get your hands up and try to knock the pass down. Good awareness there defensively for Whitehouse, for Pickens especially.
So 20 seconds until our Whitley halftime show. Snap is back. He's throwing again. throwing a quick out that time. Thurman is there, wrapping up, and he gets out of bounds. Clock is going to stop with 11 seconds left. Pretty good job. Great route that time by, is that a tight end? Yeah, tight end Russell Crawford.
They use those tight ends with height very effectively, we've seen tonight. We've seen several games this year where Whitehouse has lined up against opponents who have used tight ends with size and height very effectively. And Whitehouse has some decent size with Jackson Gary. Willingham is not as big of a tight end, and they've had their moments over the course of the year, but haven't been utilized nearly like we've seen tonight.
Oh, little screenplay, a throwback. Oh, no.
I don't know how you play defense against a receiver without getting a flag here in Marshall, because...
Well, the ball landed about... Yeah. I don't know that was catchable inbounds, but either way, it is what it is.
That's in the dark corner of the field, and we can't see it real well, but typically in high school, when you see flags being thrown for pass interference, it's pretty obvious. Tonight it's been very technical, we'll say.
Very technical.
Very
All right,
technical.
so Marshall's going to take a timeout. We're going to stay right here.
Was there 4 seconds left in this one?
Yeah, 4 seconds.
Okay,
Marshall
here's
realized,
a fun bit of trivia
Go
for
ahead.
you.
Here
How
we go.
many times has Marshall attempted a field goal this year?
I'm going to go, because you're asking the question, I'm going to go with 0.
That is correct.
Okay.
So this is a prime situation for a field goal attempt, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Marshall's not going to take it. They're not going to try to kick a field goal here, unless, of course, they're thinking about the playoffs and the fact that they very well may need to convert a field goal or two in the playoffs, playing tough games.
Kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you're good with 29. You're not looking for a whole lot of points here, but I don't know if they have a lot of – I don't know if it's not they don't have faith or what. But, yeah, you've really got kind of one shot here.
Yeah,
Marshall
this is
does
one
have
play for everything.
Marshall has a timeout. Ball's at the 7-yard line, so that's I guess they figure they get enough practice up that close with extra points. So they can score here, and then they get a practice with the point. All right, here we go. Ball is snapped. Henderson fakes it, the run, and Tebow style dishes it up to the tight end. It's intercepted this time. Is that Carter Willingham? Nope, it's not.
It's McGill, I believe.
It is. How about that? Player just grabs the ball away. He says, well, hang on, but that's their ball anyway. So an interception, a great play.
Caden McGill, number 28, playing the safety position. Playing honest. They saw the jump pass coming.
All right. Great way to end the half right there. Good job, Caden McGill. We are now going to go to the Whitley halftime show. We will be back in just a little while.
Hey Whitehouse, it's halftime. In my family, that's always meant tradition, pride, doing your best, and then making it better. That's Whitehouse, and that's how I sell real estate.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime entertainment, Whitehouse High School proudly presents the Sweethearts of Whitehouse, the national champion First Ladies drill team. Leading the First Ladies onto the field, the officers from left to right. Officer Addison Burkhardt, Officer Libby Nealon, Captain Lindy Weatherford, First Lieutenant Quincy Smith, and Officer Sophie Perry. Our sponsors of the week are Pack Rat Storage, Holly Patterson Photography, Total Care Custom Mobility, Bandman Incorporated, the Salon Professional Academy, and Jamie Whitley with Schilling Real Estate. Our First Ladies of the week are Mariah Thompson and Jalea Giles. Tonight, the First Ladies will perform a streamer jazz routine to Runaway Baby. Let's hear it for the First Ladies. The First Ladies are under the direction of Nikki Whitley and assisted by Polly Chenault. Introducing now the Whitehouse High School Majorettes. Tonight, the Majorettes will perform a dance twirl routine to Butter. The Wildcat Band is under the direction of Randy Kaiser, Christina Thomas, Caden LeBlanc, Chris Hufty, Daniel Sutherland, and Karina McBrayer. Our majorette sponsor is McKinsey Burlingame. This concludes our halftime performance. Thank you for your attention.
All right, so thanks for joining our Whitley halftime show. Band is not performing tonight. Marshall needs a little extra time, I believe, because they've got their senior show tonight. So we will let you watch those, and then we will cut to some shows. Go ahead and get you some popcorn, get you something to eat, something to drink, and we'll see you back in the second half.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. For your halftime entertainment, Marshall High School proudly presents the Super Sweepstakes Award-winning Marshall Mavettes. We would like to thank this year's Gold Liver Bootbacker, Absolute Diesel Services, Forge Financial Group, Love Cosmetic and General Dentistry, Marshall Ford and Maverick Chevrolet, the Marshall Economic Development Corporation, R&W Plumbing, and Skinner Investment Properties. The Mavette officers are Lieutenant Citlali Ramirez, daughter of Margarita and Jose Ramirez, Lieutenant Jimena Aguilar, daughter of Amelia and Ruben Aguilar, Lieutenant Jaslyn Alvera, daughter of Angelica and Lupe Alvera, First Lieutenant Brooke Cowart, daughter of Bertha and John Cowart, and your captain, Talia Burris Crockett, granddaughter of Jerlene Burris and daughter of Kiwanda Burris. The Mavette social officers are Giselle Caceres, Morgan McGuire, Leslie Oliveira, Monica Trejo, and head social Annika Kerr. This week's Mavette of the Week is Melanie Elias. Spirit Girl of the Week, Janela Diostado. The Mavettes are under the direction of Jordan Hansel, assisted by Haley Hockenberry. Tonight, the Mavettes would like to entertain you with their streamer and kick routine to honor America and our veterans, accompanied by the Big Red Pride Marching Band. thank you for your attention. We would like to also recognize our MAVET managers, Noah, Evan, Johnny, Colton, Uriel, and Lalo. Now let's hear it once again for the Marshall MAVETs.
Texas, it's football season. The lights, the crowds, rivalries. Every Friday night is game day, but here at CDL Training Academy, when it comes to your future, every day is game day. Just like on the football field, success behind the wheel of a commercial motor vehicle takes discipline, that's right, focus, that's right, and safety, that's right. That's why we don't just train drivers, we train champions of the road. That's right. And here's the win and play. We're a TPST certified school. That means when you're ready, you don't have to wait for the state. You can test right here in-house. No delay of games, no flags on the field, just results. That's right. If you're ready to stop sitting on the sidelines and start moving your career forward, the season starts now. Get trained, come on. Get tested, come on. Get on the road with a career that pays like a championship win. That's right. Don't wait till next season. Come on. Call CDL Training Academy today and start your CDL journey, because in Texas, whether it's football or trucking, we play to win.
Go Fi Win. Visit our Henderson, Texas office or online at cdllearn.com.
First up, we would like to honor Alicia Chambers, escorted by Noel and Robert Hampton and Elijah Hampton. Alicia Chambers will plan to go to Texas Tech as she continues her passion for band. While she is there, she is planning to study meteorology to get a bachelor's degree and with also mechanical engineering. Alicia Chambers. Next up, Austin Lockwood. Escorted by Carol Huffman. Austin Lockwood's plans will be joining the Navy. Next up, Cesar Olvera. Cesar is escorted by Maria and Juan Salazar. He is planning on attending UT Tyler to major in nursing and becoming a nurse working in the ICU. Up next, Christopher Oliver. Escorted by Aaron Oliver, Yolanda Oliver, and Olivia Oliver. Christopher plans to attend East Texas A&M University in mechanical engineering and business. Up next, Diana Lopez. Diana Lopez is escorted by Cecilio and Blanca Lopez along with the rest of her family. Diana plans to attend UT Tyler and major in nursing to become a NICU nurse and work in a hospital. Next up, Gael Valdez. Gael is escorted by Antonio Valdez, Jose Valdez, Emilio Valdez, and Cortland Smith. His plans will be attending UT Tyler to major in biology and to hope become an orthodontist. Next up, Gage Brown. Gage Brown is escorted by Rachel Brown, Corey Brown, and brothers Jaden and Axton Brown. Gage is planning to go to Stephen F. Austin University to pursue music education and become a band director. Next up, Gracie Robbins. She is accompanied by her mother, Lacey Robbins, and grandparents, Robert and Vanita Garner, along with brothers Jagger and Jet. Gracie plans to pursue a career in criminology and still continues to be in the color guard in the future. Next up, Hannah Slater. Hannah is escorted by Brenda Scott and brother Austin Slater. Hannah plans to attend A&M University and to major in psychology and minor in criminal justice to become a forensic psychologist. Next up, Harrison Woolen. Harrison is escorted by Bobby and Sharon Woolen. Harrison plans to march DCI over the summer and then attend TJC and SFA, where he'll be majoring in music and minoring in automotive mechanics. Next up, Iñaki Torres Lopez. Iñaki is escorted by his mother and grandparents, Marisol Lopez Wong, Elia Lopez, Joel Lopez. Iñaki plans to attend Texas Tech University to major in civil engineering and architecture. Next up, it's Itzel Martinez. Itzel Martinez is escorted by mother Ariana Martinez, brother Isaac Martinez, and sisters Joanna and Diana Martinez. Itzel plans to pursue a career in healthcare. Up next is Josiah Perkins. Josiah is escorted by Melindion Curtis and his family. Josiah plans to further his education to attend Stephen F. Austin University as a music education major. Next up is John Neely Crisp. John is escorted by his parents and siblings. John also plans to attend Stephen F. Austin University to also major in music education and become a band director. Next up, Jose Maldonado. Jose is escorted by Orlando and Sylvia Maldonado with brothers Jesus Esau and Emmanuel Maldonado. He plans to attend the university to earn his bachelor's degree in electrical engineering. Up next is Julian Gonzalez, escorted by Maricela Gonzalez, Father Miguel Gonzalez, and Sister Yamila Gonzalez. Julian plans to attend University of Texas at Tyler and majoring in finance. Next up is Javarie Rhodes. He is escorted by mother Gabrielle Wilkins, sisters Ane Rhodes, and uncles Ernest and Jamarcus Morrow, with aunts Adelia Morrow and Shirley Campbell. Javarie Rhodes also plans to attend Stephen F. Austin University and also majoring in music education. Next is Carla Jeanette Perez. Carla is escorted by Luis and Leona Perez with sister Stephanie Perez, aunt Alejandra Perez, and cousin Jesse Vances.
Struggling with mobility, chronic pain, work, or sports injury? At Azalea Orthopedics, our team of highly trained physicians specialize in complete orthopedic care, pain management, sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation. If you've sustained a bone or joint injury, have mobility or movement problems, struggle with pain, contact Azalea Orthopedics. We're conveniently located across East Texas, serving 18 counties. When visiting your doctor, urgent care, or hospital, you have a choice. Demand Azalea. At Azalea Orthopedics, your health is our priority.
Today's real estate market is loud. Rates are up, homes sit longer, and your cousin's advice is straight from TikTok. You don't need someone to sell you something. You need someone to walk you through it.
I'm Jamie Whitley, your local expert in the calm in your real estate storm. If life's telling you it's time to make a move, I'll help you do it without making you lose your mind or your money. Let's find your next move together.
Texas, it's football season. The lights, the crowds, rivalries. Every Friday night is game day, but here at CDL Training Academy, when it comes to your future, every day is game day. Just like on the football field, success behind the wheel of a commercial motor vehicle takes discipline. That's right. Focus. That's right. And safety.
That's right.
That's why we don't just train drivers, we train champions of the road.
That's right.
And here's the win and play. We're a TPST certified school. That means when you're ready, you don't have to wait for the state. You can test right here in-house. No delay of games, no flags on the field, just results.
That's right.
If you're ready to stop sitting on the sidelines and start moving your career forward, the season starts now. Get trained, come on. Get tested, come on. Get on the road with a career that pays like a championship win.
That's right.
Don't wait till next season. Come on. Call CDL Training Academy today and start your CDL journey, because in Texas, whether it's football or trucking, we play to win.
Go Fi Win.
Visit our Henderson, Texas office or online at cdllearn.com.
Fall has arrived at Stillwater RV Resort, and we're bringing the fun for the whole family. Get ready for our chili cook-off. Taste, vote, and cheer for your favorite recipe. Climb aboard for the hayride, proudly sponsored by CDL Training Academy. It's a fall tradition you won't want to miss. The kids will love our fall craft station, from painting pumpkins to making leaf art. It's all smiles and creativity. And when the sun goes down, grab a stick, roast a marshmallow, and make s'mores around the campfire under the stars. It's fall fun, great food, good company, and unforgettable memories all waiting for you. Join us November 15th at Stillwater RV Resort and make your fall unforgettable.
All right. Welcome back to Maverick Stadium, where we just experienced the longest halftime show in the history of high school. So hope you got to enjoy some of our ads. Great little Whitehouse promo there. I'll tell you what, Chris, you worked at Whitehouse, and I worked at Whitehouse also for many years. Our kids went through Whitehouse.
This is all true.
And I just love me some Whitehouse. I mean, I figured I'd take this extra time we had during this extended halftime, and good for Marshall getting to recognize their seniors. That's awesome. And they do it in a special way here, and they do it big. And but Whitehouse High School, man, Whitehouse, the junior high and the elementary schools, there's not many places that I would want my kids to be raised in, and not any communities I'd rather be at. So I'm just going to throw that out there. And just say that I'm glad, and if I had to do it all over again, I would.
Yeah, we moved down to Texas, East Texas, in 2006, and originally had put down money to build a house in the Jack Elementary Cumberland neighborhood area.
Oh, yeah.
And we rented a place in Tyler for 6 months, and it was Thanksgiving, and they hadn't even poured the foundation for the house yet. And so we found ourselves scrambling to find a place, and we ended up in Whitehouse School District outside of city limits on a little bit of land. And that's where we've called home for the last 19 years, and started out teaching private school in Tyler. And quickly, or not too long after that, decided, man, we love the community in Whitehouse, would love to put down roots and transition to teaching in Whitehouse. And had that opportunity and enjoyed that myself for 9 years. And my wife's still going strong there. And, it's a special community. And we're thankful for the education and opportunities that our kids had. And it's a great group of people to be connected with there. Absolutely.
That's right. So, all right. Well, here we are. The Wildcats are back out. They're going to be kicking off to the Mavericks unless the Mavericks decide that they want to play defense first. I mean, they did defer to this half, so they have their choice.
That is true. Never seen anyone do that, but first time for anything.
I have seen it.
Have you really?
Yeah. I think I've seen it twice. One time, I think it was not on purpose. It was one of those deals where they won the toss, and instead of deferring, they said, we'll kick off. And so
usually the officials will say, are you sure?
Yeah, but they didn't in this situation. I might or might not have been in that game, actually.
Oh, hey now.
And I was not the person.
You were not the person
saying
at
I'd kick
midfield
off.
saying,
No, but
I want to kick off. Okay,
but
good.
I was frustrated with that person. And it seemed like there was a team at some point that just loved playing defense and wanted to kick off. All right, here we go. Ball's kicked deep. A nice kick. There's a flag down. That's interesting. Uh-oh, he's going to go score a touchdown. Well, one man to beat. Uh-oh. Here comes some nice speed on the backside. Chases him down. A good tackle. Held on to the ball. That was not Brandon, Jamarian Sparks, I believe.
Tony Durham ran him down there, number 20.
Ah, boy, Tony Durham. Now, he threw a flag down.
Yeah, he did. Way back at the 2-yard line.
Yeah,
It was the official way back there closest to the returner.
Did he throw it? You think he... No, he did an initial fair catch. Oh, he's pointing towards the Whitehouse sideline. Let's hear. 12 men.
Illegal substitution, receiving team. That 5-yard penalty will result in a 5-yard kick.
Okay, illegal substitution, which, their coach is asking questions down here, and I'm not sure what happened there, Chris. I don't think I've seen an illegal substitution. Does that mean they had 12 on the field?
Well, no, typically, no, that's going to be an illegal participation with 12 on the field. They may have, huddled up and broke the huddle with too many, or somebody didn't get all the way off the I don't know.
Well,
that's a good question.
They had a single returner back.
They did.
And I wonder if, I don't know. I don't know what happened. But
they have 11 on the field right now.
Whitehouse will be kicking off from the 45 this time.
Do you maybe try a little razzle-dazzle with an onside kick attempt here? I mean, what do you got to lose?
A little rizzle-dizzle? Yeah, I mean, worst case scenario, they're 30 yards back than they would have been after that play, right? Even if they recover it at the 45. So, all right, let's see what happened. Where's Tony Durham? Is he out there on the oxygen?
No, he's out there.
All right, he's ready to go. Onside. Nope. They're kicking. Oh, okay, that's going to be a touchback. That ball almost bounced out, but did go through the end zone, and so there we go. That penalty ended up being about a 53-yarder, and for illegal substitution.
When you're coming in brand new off the sideline from halftime, I don't know how you're substituting, but...
Oh, you know what I bet that was?
What's up?
So, hang on, I'm thinking. So if you take too much time, or if you go over for halftime, then you're penalized. The home team is supposed to be penalized. So I wonder if that's what that actually was right there, and they waited till the first...
Illegal substitution?
I don't know why they called it that, but that might have been it. Yeah.
Could be.
I could be wrong on that. All right, here comes the sweep this time out here to
student body right.
Montgomery. All right. Just heaved it out to him. We hadn't seen that running play yet tonight. 9 yards on the play. Be 2nd down and 1.
Lots of lead blockers. Difficult. Somebody out there defensively has got to put their foot in the ground and say, I'm going to swim upstream here. But there was no... Those lead blockers beat them to the outside, and so it became a waterfall.
It looks like the Spurs beat the Rockets tonight, Chris. I don't think you care, but that's the Emiratis Gold Cup or something, or whatever they call it, cup game. Oh, they're going back to the left this time. There we go.
Don't throw that flag. Don't throw that. Very good.
Well, I tell you what, Pickens, I didn't see who made the tackle, but Pickens made the penetration initially, causing him to reroute and move around. That's a loss of 6 or so on the play.
Yeah, it's a great job. They corrected that quickly. You saw them give up the edge of the line of scrimmage on the previous play, and Marshall picked up a lot of yards, and Whitehouse there. On the other side, they tried to attack the edge on the other side of the field, and Pickens was not having any of it.
No.
That was a great job.
Yep.
Allowed his teammates to be able to clean that up for a big tackle for loss.
So 3rd down and 7, running to the outside. He's sprinting to the right. Pretty good block there, throwing it deep down the field. No one's, my goodness. I was going to say no one's there. But Aiden Green said, I'm here. Zion was over there with him, and I thought he had a shot at the ball. But this kid Green just reached his hand out and snatched it and said, mine.
Yeah,
Wow.
Whitehouse did what you're supposed to do. They stayed deepest down the field, and I thought that Zion had a chance there. I think he thought he had a chance. That's twice now. Whitehouse defenders thinking they have a chance on a thrown ball,
Yeah.
and a wide receiver just goes up
Yeah.
and either knocks it away or makes an incredible one-handed tap-to-yourself catch there.
Yeah, I'm going to say Odell Beckham is the name that comes to mind after that catch. Quick toss to the outside, boy. He's hard to take down. The big tight end over there, Crawford.
Yeah,
on
he had
the catch.
7 extra yards after Zion
Yeah.
wrapped him up.
Yeah, he was just like lop-de-lop galloping. Pretty good power, and just using those big, long, tall, strong legs to just push forward for a first down.
And it is very clear that Marshall is working on the passing game in preparation for the playoffs, because
Yeah.
this is a complete aberration numbers-wise from what they've been doing this year.
Sure is. They might be doubling their passing yardage. Well, maybe not doubling. Pass this time, running a little boot on the drag across the middle is once again Crawford open.
Well, they've definitely smashed their average. I think they average less than about 74, 73 yards a game passing.
Okay.
So they're definitely
Yeah, I
way
don't-
past that for this game tonight.
I don't have the stats, but they started the game off with the 60-yarder. And so, all right, so 1st and 10 on the 2. Marshall all of a sudden looks like the 99 Rams, the greatest show on turf.
Well, they've got these tight ends that are great weapons in the pass game and can help lead block.
They're running to the left this time. Yep. Toss out. And Montgomery is in for the score. Touchdown, Mavericks. Well, that was just a little pitch and run and score right there. No big deal. All right, so I wonder, you think it's cooling down out there yet tonight? It's kind of a little disappointing. Not as many jackets out here this week as we saw last week.
Well, we had fake winter, I guess, about a week ago.
For winter.
And then we had, like third summer this week, third late summer
it's
this
been
week.
in the 80s, huh?
And it's supposed to this weekend be like fake winter number 2 and get down close to freezing.
I don't know. I hope so, man. That would
That's a wild swing considering it's been in the 80s, mid 80s the last 2 days.
These are the kinds of things that cause people to fall and break their hips, okay, and get sick. This is what I'm saying.
I was going to go with getting sick. You kind of took it to a pretty extreme measure there with the falling.
You know, that's the whole weather thing is tough, man. It's out there. Okay, so let me look real quick while we got a little time here. Oh yeah, down to 29 Sunday night. Monday morning, 7 a.m. will be 29 degrees. As you know, Chris, we got a new puppy this week, and
he's awfully cute.
He is
Saw him
cute.
today.
Yeah, his
He's
name.
tiny.
He is tiny. He's a long-haired miniature dachshund, and he's just he's 12 weeks old now. But his name is Nixie, and he's my dog, my first dog I've ever actually had. And so it's my job to take him out to go potty 43 times a day and wait.
Monday morning, that's going to be fun.
Monday morning, we're going to do it. You know, we'll do it together. I've been breaking out the old robe and wearing that. There we go. All right, so a touchback there.
Might need layers on Monday morning.
Yeah, I'll probably do that. It'll be interesting. He won't like it. When he wakes up in the morning, we put him in my son's room. And look at that over there. Don Newton retrieving the ball and throwing it back into the field. Athletic director shows his athleticism that few people know that Don Newton has.
When you got it, you got it.
When you got it, you got it. He went out there and, you know, sacrificed his time and his energy and to throw that ball back into the field. So good for you, Coach Newton. Anyways, here we go. We got a football game going on. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. All right, snap is back. We got a whistle, flags everywhere.
Very exuberant with throwing the flags.
Very exuberant. Running in from every direction, whistles blowing. It's going to be a false start against Whitehouse, so 1st and 15. You know, against this Maverick defense, can't think of a better way to start than, 1st and 20 or 1st and 15. So, no, it's not good, them getting pinned back a little bit there, and want to try to move forward. Chris, you and I were talking about it. Interested to see if Austin's going to still throw the ball. We see some good, potentially, opportunities with one-on-one with some receivers that, we wonder if their coaches are going to come back and lob it up to them and give them a shot at it,
Yeah, we'll just say that Marshall hasn't respected the passing game deep with 2 safeties or maybe even 1 safety. And we saw a couple times where, at least at the bottom of the screen, the single receiver at the bottom of the screen was one-on-one, like Diarra is about to be here with no safety over the top. Oh, they've got 2 safeties this time, so nope, he's rolling over.
All right, the give to Robbins, bouncing around, making some moves. Goodness. Fights for another 3 or 4 yards. I think that's Robbins in there. Nope, is that Mosley? Let's see. Yeah, we can't. It's over in the dark area of the field. But yeah, Zamaje Mosley. Great run that time.
You love it when it kind of finishes with a scrum there.
Yeah.
And you get to see the team push forward for some yards. I don't know. That just feels great. Like, that's the epitome of teamwork there. It's typically, offensive lineman does his job for a couple seconds, blocks someone, and then watches. That's offensive lineman playing until the whistle, which is great.
Motion this time by Jackson Gary. The snap is back, and the flags are thrown. I'm going to say, are they saying that Gary started going forward before the snap, maybe? I didn't see anything there. Let me watch our replay.
No, they're calling it on a lineman. False start on a lineman.
There it is. Yikes.
Whitehouse unable to sustain any kind of positive momentum tonight, and a lot of it has been gifting yards and momentum back to Marshall. After a good run, good solid run, bringing up to a 3rd and 5, here goes back with the penalty to 3rd and long.
Snap, the give, bouncing around. I mean, Mavericks all over the backfield. Going to lose, looks like about 5 yards on the play. So not the direction we wanted to go on that drive, but either way, here comes the punt team. So the Wildcat Band tonight during halftime did not perform per se. Of course, as you know, they went to state about a week and a half ago and didn't quite make the finals, but performed really amazing while they were there. I think I mentioned that last week, but they were awesome. Their performance was near flawless. It was to the point where I called Tom Mensch and said, "Hey, what's going on here with the scores? That doesn't seem right." All right, so that's the ball to catch. Mavericks will have the ball, and we will be back in just a moment.
Today's real estate market is loud. Rates are up, homes sit longer, and your cousin's advice is straight from TikTok. You don't need someone to sell you something. You need someone to walk you through it.
I'm Jamie Whitley, your local expert in the calm in your real estate storm. If life's telling you it's time to make a move, I'll help you do it without making you lose your mind or your money. Let's find your next move together.
Here we are back, 1st and 10. Looks like all the starters are still in for the Mavericks. Oh, a little end around coming back the other way. Breaks it back up into the middle. Oh, nice. Big hit.
I think that.
Go ahead.
I think that was they pulled off some serious trickery there, because I don't think anybody on the Whitehouse side on the defense for the first 5 or 6 seconds or steps after that ball was handed off and coming back the other way even knew that that's what was happening.
It looked like that little wingback counter play, They kind of brought that back across and
well, you run that single wing or that wing tee offense, you get to do a lot of fun stuff like that. And they may be experimenting with some stuff that's going to make a showing come playoff time here.
Oh, there he goes. straight up the middle, about 6 yards for a first down. Yeah, back to the band. So they looked really great at the performance, and I did. I called Tom Minch, and I won't share the details about that conversation, but I said, man, I thought we did really, really well, and he agreed, and I know that Mr. Kaiser thought that they performed really well, and my son was proud of their performance as well, and so that's good, and that's just something for them to build on, and next year just continue to improve.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch them this year during the halftime show. A little disappointed tonight to get that cut short and saying, well, that's it for the Whitehouse halftime show before the band had a chance to do their thing.
Yeah, they had to donate several of those minutes to Marshall for their senior. So another rollout, pass out into the flat to their Crawford tight end again. Man, he is a tough runner.
Difficult to bring down, for sure.
Yeah, what was his? What were his stats coming in tonight? I guess 9 catches for 113 yards and
a touchdown.
And tonight he has about 5 catches for about 65 yards.
He's got a bunch, but he's not the only tight end they've got on the roster that they're able to utilize in the passing game. But he's definitely a weapon size-wise, and gives them flexibility with running the ball and passing. So,
yeah, they've.
You know what? Looking at how the season has gone for Marshall up to this point, and looking at they're 7-2, 2 losses. The losses were.
Man,
definitely to
pass.
Texas High, 14-0 to Texas High. That would have been an interesting one to have been able to watch in person and see what it was that was the problem for them against Texas High. And then I apologize because I do not remember what their other loss was. I think it was definitely
Longview.
Oh yes,
Longview.
Yeah.
Yep. I only know that because you told me, Chris. So you did know it
earlier in the evening when my memory worked better.
Before
Yes.
you had 2 chili dogs, Chris, and a
Are
Philly
we
steak and cheese
doing
sandwich.
that now? Are we really? We're going to throw people.
I mean, I get it. They were free chili dogs. I wanted one. I just didn't need one. And there goes. That's Montgomery. He's in for the touchdown, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, he's in for the score. So,
and they're definitely working on some different run schemes out there. That was a nice counter run that was brilliantly executed. And sometimes, well, as a Miami fan, I hear this too much. Like, hey, coach, how was that team able to do things offensively to you tonight that nobody expected? Well, we hadn't seen them do that before.
Yeah, that's
Because
right.
sometimes you get a little comfortable with the scouting report, and here's what we think they're going to do.
Yeah.
Whitehouse has had their hands full tonight. This is a superior team. And if they're throwing new wrinkles out there in preparation for the playoffs, that's...
Absolutely. Well, there's your score, 43-0. Third quarter, we will be back after this Rockmore Hardware word from them. So, yeah, Chris, you know me, man. My favorite part of the game is when I get to scream out, that's another Rockmore Hardware Wildcat touchdown. And we haven't gotten to say that yet tonight. I'm not giving up. I think there might be one in store here. Might have to wait to the fourth quarter, but it could be coming. But we do thank Rockmore Hardware for being our gold sponsor. Oh, slips through. Ball comes flying out. Recovered well. Who jumped on that? There was that Jaden Gardner. Yeah, Jaden Gardner jumping on the ball. Good heads-up play by him.
That was JoJo on the return there. A little bit of rust, shaking off the rust after being out for a few games.
JoJo got thrown viciously on that play. So, yep. But it's good to see him out there running. So, and you got the whole Maverick band defense dancing to the dancing to the Wildcat band. So they like The Mavericks like the Wildcat band. We'll put it that way, the defense out there, led by Breon Williams himself. All right, so here we go, backed up again at the 13-yard line. Who's in at running back there? Oh, and he trips up. Austin looks around, doesn't throw. And, good coverage, but it's all man coverage when you look.
And again, the idea here is you're not going to see receivers running wide open tonight. So you're going to have to throw with anticipation. You're going to have to throw your receiver open, or at least throw them a chance to be able to go up and make a play. Because tucking the ball and taking a sack is not working. That's not working tonight.
No.
Those coaches got to let's go, buddy. Let's throw that ball.
That's right. All right, there's the give this time. Breaks a tackle.
Oh.
Gets picked up and Powell drove down. The NFL, that's a 15-yarder. At Maverick Stadium, that's dance-worthy. So,
Yep.
Go. That was, let's see, Jalen Adams in that time at running back. All right, so 3rd down and about 15 here. Not sure what the White Hat's telling the huddle.
Telling them to make sure they don't commit pass interference.
On a run play. Okay. Hey, we got some stoppage here. All right, timeout. No, it's a flag down?
That's a flag, but there was 3 or 4 seconds left on the play clock, so
Yeah,
this should be
wasn't-
interesting.
Did they break the huddle with 12?
Oh, maybe he stepped up and told them you have too many in the huddle. Oh, Whitehouse called timeout.
Okay. Timeout, Whitehouse. We will be back in just a moment.
Fall has arrived at Stillwater RV Resort, and we're bringing the fun for the whole family. Get ready for our chili cook-off. Taste, vote, and cheer for your favorite recipe. Climb aboard for the hayride, proudly sponsored by CDL Training Academy. It's a fall tradition you won't want to miss. The kids will love our fall craft station, from painting pumpkins to making leaf art. It's all smiles and creativity. And when the sun goes down, grab a stick, roast a marshmallow, and make s'mores around the campfire under the stars. It's fall fun, great food, good company, and unforgettable memories all waiting for you. Join us November 15th at Stillwater RV Resort and make your fall unforgettable.
All right, welcome back to Maverick Stadium. 43-0 right now, but hang in there. We've all witnessed the Broncos come back in the 4th quarter. It could happen here tonight. All right, there we go. He gets the pass off. Oh, Diarra, great catch off the
shoestring there.
Ground. Great job using his hands to give us, Wildcats 4th down and 4 coming up. Looks like they're going to punt anyways, but
trust your receiver. Just get out there and throw the ball.
Yeah, that
worked.
That's a great pass. I mean,
Yeah.
Austin, take it, chunk it, timing, and it's there. Diarra has the ability to make the catch. That might be one of the best catches we've seen him make all year, Chris. I mean,
yeah, he's struggled with confidence, I think, at certain times, and decisiveness when making play on the ball. And he didn't have a chance to overthink that one. That ball was right there.
Uh-oh, bad snap. Austin goes and gets it and punts it out of bounds. Well, that was not the best play of the night. A little disappointing right there. Kind of having issues on the punt team. It was kind of a little bit of a bad snap. Austin ran over to pick it up and just tried to kick it and get it off best he could.
My very first game punting in JV football. First time I lined up out there, first snap that came to me bounced twice. And my heart was in my stomach. Thankfully, I did field it and at least got a punt off. It wasn't a great punt, but I understand. I understand that feeling when you're back there and a bad snap heads your way. That's tough. And they've been on him all night, so his internal clock is moving a lot faster than it probably needs to, and it's been a struggle for Mr. Holmes tonight, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's been a struggle across the board for the offense. And as speaking, there's another touchdown for the Mavericks. That's Montgomery again, just kind of slipping in there. And things have gotten really, really rough out there, Chris, for the Wildcats. And so there's a flag right there. I have a feeling that's going to go against. I don't know what. It has to be some sort of a celebration, maybe. I don't know. Let's see what happens here.
He's now just walking away as though, okay.
After the play, sportsmanlike conduct, number 75, offense for taunting. That 15-yard penalty at fourth ensuing kickoff. Scores good. As number 75's first sportsmanlike conduct foul.
All right, so unsportsmanlike conduct. Chris, can they move him back right here on the extra point?
I think they'd rather take it on the kickoff because that's what he said they were going to do. He asked Coach before he announced it.
I know. I'm just wondering. I always thought maybe
They could
push him back.
they could do it here, but I think on the kickoff gives them more space to operate and maybe get a kick return.
Oh, it's a bad snap. The ball's blocked. Uh-oh, we might. Oh, I thought we were going to have some excitement, and the ball is down. Boy, I thought he was going to catch that and go. All right, so the score remains 49-0, and we will be back in just a moment. See you shortly.
Today's real estate market is loud. Rates are up, homes sit longer, and your cousin's advice is straight from TikTok. You don't need someone to sell you something. You need someone to walk you through it.
I'm Jamie Whitley, your local expert in the calm in your real estate storm. If life's telling you it's time to make a move, I'll help you do it without making you lose your mind or your money. Let's find your next move together.
All right, Chris, I've had a message come in to my personal cell phone about Don Newton. Now, I'm not going to say who sent this message, but someone wanted me to rescind my opinion that Don Newton was athletic. Okay?
It's in his name. It's in his title.
Absolutely, he's athletic. I mean, when you think about, a Spider-Man type, a Superman type, a Flash Gordon type, you think of Don Newton. So, not naming any names, but... yeah, Don's the guy. All right, here we go. Kick is back. JoJo with the catch out the 15-yard line. Coming back, looking for some room, doesn't find any. Slows down. Boy, it's tough right there. Brings the ball out to the 20, and it's going to be first down and 10.
All right.
All right, so...
We were kind of hoping there, a little momentum after the blocked kick, the deep kickoff. I mean, Marshall having to kick the ball off from their own 25. Hopefully Whitehouse can start with some momentum, and they end up in pretty bad field position here, all things considered, at the 20.
Yeah, we're going to be fine. All right, so here we go. We've got first and 10. I feel like good things are about to start. There's a quick pass out there. All right. I didn't see who caught that in the dark abyss of the corner.
Christian Long out there catching that. Screen pass, getting a couple blockers in front, fighting for feet of space.
He got 2 yards, and that beats... Uh-oh. We going another timeout here? Something just happened. Or is that the quarter? All right, quarter is over. We will be back shortly. See you in a minute.
In the strength of the coach's challenge, and in the it's us. We are all home here.
All right, we are back. Boy, I tell you what, that was a rough time to come back right there. Pass is incomplete. Austin taking a big hit right there.
And I'm proud of him for stepping up and throwing the ball. We've been... Hey, at some point there, we need to throw the ball, and that I think the coaches got through to him with that message, and he took a hit, but he was throwing the ball, trying to give his team a chance to make a play.
3rd down and 8. Uh-oh. Oh, a little screen pass.
Nice.
Great pass out, and look who it is. Oh, got pulled down backwards. Chris, that's our guy out there. John Grimes. First down, Whitehouse.
There we go. It's good to say that.
You got a little something going.
Taking advantage of that pass rush, using their momentum against them that time.
Yeah. No, that
sneak that running back in between the two levels of defense and letting him get some blockers in front.
I'm gonna go ahead and give Rockmore Hardware that first down right there.
There you go. There we go.
There's your Rockmore Hardware Wildcat first down. All right, here we go. 1st and 10. Gary goes in motion to the outside. A quick pass outside to a screen. Boy, that scared me, Chris.
Okay, what's interesting is you had...
Oh, that's going to be another first down. A little after the play was over, I believe they continued on.
It looked like two receivers were setting up to catch the ball, and nobody was blocking out there. So that could have gone very badly.
Oh, yeah. I just watched the replay. Yeah, so they continued to take JoJo back, and two of the players threw JoJo down well after the whistle. So that's 2 first downs in a row, Chris.
I like to see the officials on top of that sort of thing, which is completely unnecessary at this point in the ball game. So we'll commend them for that.
Well, in the play right before that, after the play, there was a little verbal exchange between some players who might have been involved in that right there as well. So, all right, here we go. The give to Grimes. Grimes finds some room and busts it across the middle of the field, over the 35, down to the 34. First down, Whitehouse.
Yeah, safety came up to make the play there and make the tackle, and John Grimes decided, I'm going to be the hammer tonight.
The hammer. Oh, man.
It's a good run.
Good job, John.
Run.
Yep. All right, so that's 3 first downs in a row, Chris.
Yep.
All right.
Regardless of anything related to the circumstances, it is good to see some positive momentum here.
Uh-oh.
Well, then we don't snap the ball, it looks like.
All right, so, yeah.
The old false start on everyone but the center.
Yeah. And then Debo was pulling that time.
Yeah.
And
he wasn't the only one moving.
He's ready to hit somebody, you know?
Yep.
Yeah. And he was like, no, don't blow the whistle. Snap the ball. Let's go. But maybe they'll run the same play here. Who knows? Let's see. All right. Snaps back. Same play. Debo pulls. Makes a block. There goes Jamaje Mosley ahead for about, what was that, 9 yards? 6 yards. I don't know. All right.
He's hitting that spin cycle there several times on that run, finding himself some space.
He did. Is that D-pad left C for the spin?
Man,
they even
I
have
can't
A,
even
B, and C?
tell you how long it's been since I've picked up a controller and played a football game.
I play Madden sometimes. I get killed by my kids, but I don't look at the buttons I hit. I just push the buttons.
Yes,
so Zamaje gets outside. Gain of about 6 on the play. It's going to be about a yard short of first down. Nope. Maybe 2 yards. See where they mark it. The 26. So, yeah, it's going to be about 3rd down and 2. Obviously in 4-down territory.
Yeah, I might throw the ball here with the knowledge that if it's incomplete, you're going to come back and run it, or at least give yourself a chance on a 4th down play. Obviously, we just don't want to take a sack or lose yards on this play. You got to go forward.
All right, so here we go. Zamaje still in the backfield. Low snap. End around to Zion. Hadn't seen him tonight on offense. There he goes, down past the 20, down to the 16-yard line.
And that's good. He is a playmaker on offense. He has the opportunity to be a difference maker, to put points on the board quickly. Last week, they were only able to get the ball to him once.
Yeah.
And that was one of the problems last week. And same thing this week. Glad to see that. Little creativity there, little misdirection. Put the ball in his hands.
Absolutely. So another first down. That's 4 or 5 this drive, I believe. I think that's 5, Chris. So here we go. Let's see if they decide. Mosley back in. Austin keeps it himself, dancing and prancing over the 10, about down to the 9-yard line.
Hey, an opportunity there to be the hammer instead of the nail for Mr. Holmes.
That's right.
Doing a good job finding yards.
It's a good moment. Down at the 10-yard line, so we're getting about 2nd down and 4. Everything seems to be going well right now. Take care of the ball. Stick to your blocks. Just keep working. And let's rock one more of this thing in. Rock one more.
We would love to talk about a Rockmore Wildcat touchdown.
Well, let's call a timeout here. Yep. Timeout Whitehouse. We will be back in just a moment.
Ho, ho, ho! You know, not every gift fits under the tree. Some gifts come with 18 wheels and a whole new future. At CDL Training Academy, we're turning Christmas spirit into opportunity. 5 days of hands-on training and a CDL can be yours. All for just $2,500. You'll train with real instructors, drive real trucks, and test right here in-house, all before the new year even begins. Now that's what I call a Christmas miracle. So climb in, buckle up, and make this Christmas one to remember. CDL Training Academy, where new careers take flight faster than my sleigh. Ho, ho, ho! I'll see you on the open road.
All right, welcome back to Maverick Stadium. 2nd down and 4. Austin back, little pump fake, throwing the deep. Yep, not going to be complete this time. Pretty good looking pass by Austin that time. JoJo out there running a little out and up. Man coverage, but going to have to try again on 3rd down. Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Can I borrow some money?
Well, what do you need some money for?
I need about $2,500.
Getting that CDL, huh?
Gonna get my CDL. I think you get to meet Santa. Might get to drive the haunted school bus one day, 1 year. Never know. Working on it. All right, there's the snap. Right up the middle. Zamaje dives forward. Did he get carried in? He did. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your Rockmore Hardware Wildcat touchdown. First one of the night. Zamaje Mosley, boy, he jumped and he just kept pumping his legs and made it in the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats.
It's like when your kids are little and they do the thing where they run at you and they jump and you like carry them through the air.
I think that's what happened. Was it the defense that carried him in?
Yeah, he forced them to do the parent carry into the end zone.
All right, the kick is up and it is good. And you know what time it is, Chris?
Rockmore.
It's time to hear from Rockmore Hardware. All right, welcome back. We've got some numbers on the scoreboard. The score 49-7, but the Wildcats scored. Chris, that was a good drive they put together there. You know, steady. Great job with their blocks. Great job running the right spaces. Great passes by Austin Holmes. Great catches across the board and good runs after catch. So,
yep. I saw one of the offensive linemen put his hands up. You know, kind of a yes, finally, we did it, you know. And, I mean, yeah, it's late in a game. You're losing badly. It's not always about winning every game because very few teams are going to be able to do that at the end of the season. You know, it's about
that's right. All right,
it's about making the tackle on the kickoff coverage.
Yeah, it is. All right, so a short kick that time. It had the super backspin mode on it. And, all right, well, I think we're going to take an official timeout. We will be back once again in just a moment.
Today's real estate market is loud. Rates are up, homes sit longer, and and your cousin's advice is straight from TikTok. You don't need someone to sell you something. You need someone to walk you through it.
I'm Jamie Whitley, your local expert in the calm in your real estate storm. If life's telling you it's time to make a move, I'll help you do it without making you lose your mind or your money. Let's find your next move together.
All right, welcome back. Man, Chris, the score is not great. I feel good for the seniors here. This is their senior night. And Marshall, I believe, will have Huntsville next week. And, I think you were talking earlier about trying to get all these different plays on the video and watching them pass and everything. I remember a long time ago I used to work coach in Ennis, and I used to scout a lot. And we would see a team do one thing for 9 games, and then all of a sudden that 10th game, they get out there and throw the ball. They do all kinds of stuff that was uncharacteristic just to make us think, oh, they've changed their offense. So, anyways, all right, new quarterback in. Kyler Thompson has come in. Well, it was in. Yep, he's over here for the Mavericks.
Kind of lost his footing there trying to quarterback run after the fake handoff in the backfield, and Whitehouse able to get a stop. No gain.
That's right. So 2nd down and 10 now.
Yeah, and it may not necessarily be that this is what Marshall's going to do moving forward, but like you said, trying to put misdirection on film to make their future opponents have to prepare for more things. That's Although right. they looked pretty good running it tonight, so they may want to sneak it in there, even if it wasn't necessarily their plan to do that.
They looked good with just about everything they did tonight.
Yeah.
Kind of like when the Broncos played the Cowboys,
Unlike last night.
Unlike when the Broncos played anyone else outside of the fourth
I had a
quarter.
sneaking suspicion that we may have opportunity to talk a little bit about the Broncos, and so I dedicated myself to trying to watch a Broncos game last night, and it was horrible.
Yeah.
It was a terrible experience.
Yeah, it was wretched.
Yeah. There are many things that I would have rather done than watch the Broncos last night.
And listen,
go to bed early being at the top of the list.
We being the Broncos, got the win. We're 8-2, and I wake up in the morning and I'm mad at the Broncos because they can't get that offense going. So we're spoiled. All right, the run this time looks like Whitehouse is going to shut that down. Oh, whoa. Easy. There you go. Whoa, no, don't do that. Everybody just go back to the huddle. Everything's all right. There we go. So 3rd down and about 7. There's a timeout. 2-minute timeout. So let's go say one last time. Let's hear from Azalea before we end this Wildcat season.
Struggling with mobility, chronic pain, work, or sports injury? At Azalea Orthopedics, our team of highly trained physicians specialize in complete orthopedic care, pain management, sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation. If you've sustained a bone or joint injury, have mobility or movement problems, struggle with pain, contact Azalea Orthopedics. We're conveniently located across East Texas, serving 18 counties. When visiting your doctor, urgent care, or hospital, you have a choice. Demand Azalea. At Azalea Orthopedics, your health is our priority.
All right, welcome back. Boy, we've got some, the band, they've had a good year. And, just talking to my son, they're kind of sad about tonight being the last game. But they've had a good run. And now for the band, it's on to concert season. Oh, here comes the punt. Nobody back for the Wildcats. Ball's going to bounce all the way down.
Wow.
Whoa. Guys jumping around to stop the ball. Down at the 7-yard line. So with a minute 35 left, Chris, I don't know that there'll be much attempt here to do much other than just to get this game over with. And Chris, I just want to say, for me, I have really thoroughly enjoyed hanging out with you this year and calling these games. It's been really, really special to be calling the Wildcat games, and I've enjoyed. It's been somewhat of a tough season from time to time, But I've really enjoyed. I've enjoyed you. And Zach, our producer, is here. He wasn't with us to start the year, but he carried us through. If you guys only knew the kind of technical difficulties we would have had tonight had Zach not been here. And so, Zach, thank you for doing all that you've done. Rob on the camera tonight, as always. I don't know if you love the work he's doing or not, but
you should.
You should.
You definitely should. Rob does a great job.
And not only for our games, but he also coaches up several other camera guys throughout NETSN and has trained them up and all of that. So he's a good guy, and all these guys here, all of us. I mean, we do this. We said at the beginning of the season, we do this because we love the kids and we want to honor them and shine some light on them. And so it's been a great year, and I hope that we get to come back again next year and make this happen again. So our lawyers will be talking to Whitehouse's lawyers, and we'll be drawing up contracts, and we'll see. Yeah, but hopefully it'll.
Yeah, it has. Josh, you're right. It's been a wonderful season. You and I have been friends for a long time. I think this experience has taken our friendship to a new level in a really good way. Zach has been fantastic. We've all kind of learned this thing together, and every week we came away with another lesson in, well, okay, can't do that. Got to make sure that this isn't like this, because that leads to bad stuff from a technical perspective. Obviously, before the first scrimmage started, none of us had any idea how to run, 5 layers of programs on the computer to make a broadcast happen, or how to run the audio over here. So whenever you hear audio issues, that's me. That's me messing up and Zach bailing me out. But
anytime you hear someone say a name wrong, that's me. So call someone something.
Well, we've come to an end here. It's been a little bit of a rough season for the Whitehouse Wildcats. We've been able to celebrate some great things on the field. We've been able to see them grow, definitely. We've seen them deal with a lot of adversity, and these guys need to hold their head high. For many of them, they've got one semester left after this one, and then they will move on to another chapter of their life and probably never have the opportunity to do this again, to pick up a football and play on a team. And I'll tell you what, that's something they will miss. And just like you and I, Josh, they will think back very fondly on the times that they were part of this team, representing their brothers, representing their school, their community, and hopefully think back with a lot of affection and with a lot of joy in their hearts.
Yeah, that's right. And finally, last but not least, a huge shout out to all those coaches that are out there. And I know many of them personally. And, they're not in this business just for football. They're in this business because they love kids and they want to not only see kids be successful on the field, but they want them to see them be successful in life. And, I was strongly influenced by a coach in high school, and a lot of these kids will remember these coaches for the rest of their life. And
absolutely.
The lessons they taught them, and when the times were hard and it stunk, the coaches pushed them, and they taught them to go, the extra mile and just to continue. So thank you to Westerberg and all the coaches on that staff, the endless hours that they poured into it, and will continue to this year with the next sports they do, and they do it because they love the kids. So
absolutely.
Yep.
So the takeaway tonight is hug your kid and thank your coach.
That's right. Hug your kid.
And find ways to be part of the community and make it great, because Whitehouse is a wonderful place.
That's right. That's right. And next year, you too could be a part of sponsoring Wildcat football on NETSN. So
next season, even as basketball rolls up and baseball is around the corner.
That's right.
It's not too late to have your name, your company highlighted in the broadcasts, and to help support the community in a way, because that's what we're doing here. We are shining a light and giving opportunity for family and friends to celebrate.
Yep. All right. Well, with that, thank you, Rockmore Hardware, and thank you, Jamie Whitley, for being our gold sponsors. We've enjoyed it, and we hope to see you all. You never know, basketball season, baseball season, but at the very least, hopefully we'll see you next football season. Have a good one.
Good night.
Good night.
Keeps. Williams fights through the yards, breaks some tackles. Williams still on his feet. Williams breaks another tackle. Here he goes. He's got some blockers. Sam Williams, he ain't going to catch him. Touchdown, God. 59-yard touchdown run on 3rd and 2 for Sam Williams.
Yeah, whoa. They get set early, very quickly here. Play clock down to 3. Dixon gets it off, low snap. Pickram up the middle, and there he goes. Pickram into the secondary. Pickram is going to go. He is gone. Touchdown. Macho steps up in the pocket, and he gets away from one tackler, avoids another tackler, tries to run. He's still on his feet. Camacho still on his feet. He's still running. Camacho, goodness gracious, he's still going. Camacho, is he going to score? Wow. Touchdown. Quick pass. Bork adjusts and intercepted, and he caught it.
He's coming back. He's coming back.
He's going all the way.
Oh, my God. No,
It's Taylor.
Just let him go. Just let him go.
And a pick six.
Kind of stalled him out here. Brisbane got Stewart with a little.
Oh, he ran over the defender. The helmet coming off. Holy man.
Quarterback Smith. And Smith's in the gun. He's going to go back to pass. Goes out to his left. He's got a man open. It's Bork again. Caught. Bork breaks some tackle. Oh my gosh. He's still on his feet. He's inside the 10. Touchdown, Arp. What? Here we go. 1st and 10. They're going to throw it outside. They're going to double pass here. Going deep. That's Man Scott. What a catch by Man Scott. It's a one-handed grab. He's going to go almost all the way. Just tackle at the 1. Highlight reel right there for Man Scott. Oh, my goodness, Jason.
I don't think you'll see anything like that.
Woo.
That's not an East Texas highlight reel. That's Sports Center right there.
Man, oh man. What a catch.